The water business is a seasonal business. That is why those who are involved in the selling, manufacturing, and distribution of pure water during the rainy seasons, we tend to see a drop in sales. So, if you are new into the business, this shouldn't come as a surprise to you because I've tried to, mention this to a lot of people. They are selling pure water or bottled water or dispenser water. The heat is less in that period and people consume less water. It's not as if people don't buy water at all, because even during rainy season, you still have people that buy water. People still drink water. In short, even if snow were to fall in Nigeria, people will still drink water. So there's always a market for water. But it's just that during the rainy season, the sales usually drops. And during this season, the prices of production materials too also drops. That is why I do tell some manufacturers that if you are to see that the sales or the prices of the materials, like the nylon roll, the packing bag, are to drop during the rainy season, if you have the money, although there is drop in sales, but if you can have some additional capital to buy the materials for production, it's actually a good idea to buy those materials that will last you a long period of time inside the dry season. Because it's in the dry season we tend to see there's no power supply drops. Then the producers of nylon have to on a generator to produce nylon. So because they are spending on petrol and diesel to produce nylon, the prices of the nylon to increases. So if you have the money to buy materials during the rainy season, is also a good idea. Now, when it comes to setting up a factory, some people usually just go into the project. Like from my videos, what I've noticed is some people, they watch the videos and when they just get a little idea, they proceed with the project. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't proceed with the project, but at least try to have enough information because it's also good for you to begin the project early. So it's one of the best ideas. Once you have your money on ground, you have the money to buy equipment, everything, instead of wasting time because inflation always hits the market. It's good for you to proceed. But before you actually proceed, it's good for you to be well informed so that you don't make mistakes. I think in my last video, I posted a video of a particular machine where somebody intended to set up a bottled water factory. He told me he watched my videos, he has been subscribed for more than a year, but because he has been watching my videos, he has been following, he felt he had a good idea of what he was supposed to go into, and he bought this particular machine, which I'll be including the video either here or here. And when NAFDA visited his factory, they couldn't approve the machine for production. So these are some of the major things which I, in short, usually teach people and highlight in my one-on-one coaching program. I had a customer who reached out to me who wanted to join the one-on-one coaching program. And when I told them, okay, this is how much you'll be bringing, because I do charge different rates if you are setting up only a sachet water factory, a sachet and bottled water factory, or a sachet water factory, bottled water factory, and dispenser. Because in the coaching program, I don't only talk about, some of those materials required for production and the equipment, but I also share a business plan, a building plan, and I also tailor the advice and the coaching based on the resources you have available. So maybe you have like a structure you intend to use, you already have an existing borehole, or maybe you even need site inspection. I do offer those services. So there are different rates which I charge. And the main essence of providing this coaching session is for you to be well informed, not to make investments that might end up being a waste. Like this particular equipment which he bought, I'm sure he bought the equipment over 10 million, but ended up not using the entire machine. So if you have something like this, it will be like a waste and it's like a bad investment for your project. You should make sure you are purchasing the right equipment. That's be it for sachet water production, bottled water production, and dispenser. Because although some manufacturers or some sellers of the equipment might advertise their machines to you and tell you, okay, you can buy this machine. It's not filling you want to do, this machine will do filling for you. It's not capping you want to do, this machine will do capping for you. Now, those machines, although they'll be able to do what they are designed to do, but if it is not approved by the regulatory body of the country which you intend to set up that facility, you might buy those equipments worth millions and not end up using them in your factory because they will not get approved. Now, the equipments which are required for producing a standard factory are supposed to give you a standard pure water or bottled water in the market. And what is the standard for a good pure water or bottled water in the market? Now, the pure water will be colorless, it will be odorless, it will be tasteless, it will have a high boiling point and melting point, and also have high heat during evaporation. So if you want to test the quality of your pure water or the bottled water which you bought, you can put it in a cup, you can smell it. That's why sometimes some people see me before I drink water, I'll open it and smell it before I drink it. And I've had some people ask me, "Ah, why do you smell the water before drinking it?" And that's just like a number one test which you should be doing, because just from the smell alone you can be able to tell if the water is actually good or not. Because a good water is not supposed to have any smell, it's not supposed to have any physical change in color, it's not supposed to have any taste, and it's supposed to carry the NAFDAC number, manufacturing date, and expiry date. So work to achieve these things so that your water factory will be approved. Another thing again is your market research. Now, depending on where you intend to set up the water factory, you should try and research that location. I've had someone reached out to me and he told me, oh, he really likes this business, but he doesn't have a location. He wants me to pick a location. Now, there are different locations in Nigeria, and you know the way the system of Nigeria, the way the market is, it's not very stable. So I might have love for maybe River State or Port Harcourt, but if I'm not familiar with the area on ground, some of those areas where there is enough light, because I didn't think there was light in the whole Nigeria, and I can just say, okay, River State is good. Because I know wherever it is you establish a factory in River State, you might get light there. But there are some places you will get light, there are some places you won't get. There are some places with good power supply, there are some places with security challenges and the rest. So if you are not certain and you've not done proper research in those areas, I will highly recommend you do that before you set up a factory, because that will also save you a lot. You might go and set up a factory in a place whereby you didn't know is prone to flood, and during the rainy season, you see that there's flood in that area, your equipments get damaged, and so on. So, all these things are necessary. They are very important for you to do before you actually set up a water factory. And lastly, you should also have your own production target. Now, I know for everyone coming into this business has a desired goal of making profit. Now, for you to make that profit, before you start the business, you should actually know how much is the estimate or how much your estimated production target should be. So, if you are setting up a water factory, you should know that, okay, I'm setting up this factory, I want to put two machines. One machine gives 100 bags per hour. So, if I have two machines, that means I should have at least 200 bags per hour. So, that should be the mindset. If you are setting up a bottled water factory too, maybe pure water and bottled water in the same place, which by the way, you can actually have them in the same production room. You can now have a look and say, okay, my bottled water machine gives me 2,000 bottles per hour. So in an hour, at least I should have at least 250 packs. So if I have 250 packs from bottled water and from pure water, maybe I produce for 5 hours, that means I have 1,000 bags since it's two pure water machines. Now, how many of these bags and how many packs of water do I need to sell? And who am I to sell to for me to have at least this minimum sales at the end of the day? Just by knowing your customers, you can know what your expected minimum sales should be at the end of the day. So by doing some of this brainstorming work, this analysis, and also, joining like my coaching session, because I do share advice in regards to setting up a water factory and how you can target your production and tailor your production to break even. So by doing such research, by trying to know more about the business before actually investing in it, you should be able to have a better idea on the success rate of your business in a particular area. In my coaching program, I do teach people how to set up a water factory the best way possible, which will reduce their chances of, making bad investment, losing money, and also increase their chances of getting registered and producing on time. I'll leave the contact information on screen so that you can contact me and we'll discuss more on your particular project. And also in the coaching session, there's a business plan, a building plan, cost analysis report. NEPA have brought lights and NAFDAC checklist. So we'll soon begin production now as NEPA have brought the lights. Don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to the YouTube channel as this shows your support and